just me. In the fullness of your grace, in the power of your name, you lift me up, you lift me up. Let's sing. Unfailing love, stronger than mountains.
Good morning, and welcome to the program this morning. It is a great day to be in the land of the living. It is a wonderful day to be alive. I'm glad to be alive. I'm hoping that you share the same sentiment. Some people would say, things so hard when you are talking about glad to be alive. Well, we have to really be grateful for life because it is a gift. So, welcome to the program. It's been a few weeks. The last time we came on, we had Bishop. And this morning, of course, it's the first time I'm having her on for this year. We kind of just started here, so we could still say Happy New Year. I have Gloria with me. It's a while. Just asking Gloria, hey, when is the last time you've been here? It's been a while. Morning, Gloria.
Good morning, Wendy.
I see you dressed for Independence Day.
Yes, the whole very month of February is Independence celebration.
Well, if I had known that is what you were putting on, I could have organized myself, so we had to plan better. But welcome to the program. It's good to have you. It's good to have you. I was just thinking that you and persons like Guido are stewards. Some of the stewards, maybe I'm using a strong one, but some of the stewards over Grenada's history. You agree with my statement?
Well, living, you could say living.
Living still.
Because we had some good historians who have passed on.
Yes, yes.
Just like to mention perhaps Beverly Steele.
True.
Yes. And who is a Jamaican by birth, but a Grenadian by choice. And she wrote a book about Grenadian history. And then, of course, she has passed on.
George Brizan.
Oh, yes, George Brizan.
Yes.
Was a good one. He has passed on. And many more.
Right.
There was a book exhibition in Marisho House.
I went.
And you saw all the books that were written about Grenada and by Grenadians.
Yes.
You know?
And it's a lot. It filled up the entire room downstairs.
So it's, and people are still writing.
Yes, most definitely.
So, because history, of course, is there to be discovered. It's there to be lived. It's there to be recorded. And you have different points of views, but the facts are the facts.
True.
You know?
True.
Columbus did, in fact, pass by, but he didn't stop.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of children will tell you, yes, Columbus discovered Grenada. But I will tell them, no, that word discover is not right. He brought it to the attention of the old world, but he did not discover, because there was a world here before Columbus came.
But where did that word discover come from for real? Because as a teacher, I remember when I was a teacher, primary school teacher, and even when we were taught, the word discovery, it was a word that was used by teachers, to be honest. It was used.
Yes, it was.
Whether it was cited, whether it was only cited, whether it was only... This whole concept of discovery is what really was sold or was taught to
I tell
students.
you what, the Hispanics love the word discovery. Because when I was at the OAS, there was a big debate about whether we should be recording the anniversary of the discovery of the New World or of America. And the Caribbean and English-speaking members insisted that it was not a discovery. It was an encounter of two worlds. So that was what we went under the banner of the encounter of two worlds. Because there were people living
But of course,
in the
with
West.
full civilization.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in fact, a civilization that looked a little like the Egyptians, because the Mexicans and the people in Central America, they had pyramids.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. Fully functioning. But maybe it's just because the word discovery, it gives you that sense of it's your first time of finding it. So you get this sense, it's almost like if you did something to create what you found. But all you did is that is the first time you've seen it.
You've seen it, yes.
The first time you've seen it doesn't mean that it is new. It's just it's new for you.
It's new for them that
for
come in
yeah,
here.
Exactly.
But in the whole thing about the world being flat, and if you sail too far, you'll fall over.
Yeah, I remember reading about that. Was that really the way people thought, you think?
They thought
It was,
so.
because it was written. I mean, I was taught that, that it was, it was recorded, that was the understanding.
That was the understanding, and therefore, when there was the discovery with a capital D, the Pope, who was the head of the church in those days, had to make the decision as to who is going to take east and who's going to take west. And there's actually a papal bull that divided the world between east and west. And it said that the Spanish would take west and the Portuguese, who are already there, would take east.
Interesting.
And those were the two main nations or countries that had power in those days in Europe.
We talking in those days as in
Christian
around in the early 1900s. Well, no, what am I saying? What's wrong with me? No. That was just a slight of the tongue. We're talking about just before slavery and so forth.
Oh yes,
Just
oh
that,
yes,
yeah, 15 that kind of century.
Because no, it was long
before that.
It was BC.
But because you're mentioning about the papal bull, that's why I'm trying to put a
It was
timeline
when the
to
church
it.
had all this power. The Pope became the arbiter
Right.
and once he made a bull, which was like an
decree,
edict,
yeah.
that was it.
Yeah.
And it was for Christian nations. It's a long time before Christianity came to Europe.
Right. Well, people may be wondering, but how they got there already this early morning? Well, we got there, as I said, because I was saying to Gloria that I really believe that she and others like her, like Guido, Marcel, and so who sometimes we have on the program.
And incidentally, we're both from the same village, Springs.
I find you're too proud of Springs. You
Of
just
course.
get on about Springs like if it's the only place that have great people.
Well, it not only had great people, it did great things too.
You see what I get myself in trouble?
Springs was a very interesting place. Because you see, it borders Belmont, and the top, where I live, is really Belmont,
How is that Belmont?
That is the Belmont Estate.
Oh.
And then you had the Springs Estate across the road. So Springs Ranch, when it had a bottom side and a top side. And they were divided between plantations. So one was the Belmont Estate and the other one was the Springs Estate.
Okay, so maybe many people, of course, who don't know where you live, we're not telling you where she lives and giving her the address, but we're just saying by Spring Supermarket. So we're saying from by Spring Supermarket, that and to the right, of Spring Supermarket, going
All
to all
is
the Spring
Belmont.
School. All of that is Belmont.
So South St. George.
And then by your side, on the hill, go back.
That is Belmont still.
Hey, Papa.
The road is divided.
So how we end up with Springs being called, being called Springs all there? Because that's how we tend to just say that
Because of the road. Springs Main Road.
Oh, okay.
The road is Springs Main Road.
Ah, okay.
But
Makes
Springs
sense.
is the bottom side of it. So we vote in the south.
Right.
And people on the other side of
Of
the
the
road
road.
vote in the northeast or southeast.
So the people,
St.
so the
George.
people who are living in Defu and so.
Southeast St. George.
Okay, Papa. So you see, everything we're going right back to history again.
And another thing too, let me say this, that the dividing for us in terms of land and all of that, that stream that comes down through the Defu Valley, you know, there's a stream.
I'm trying to see that stream in my mind. Where is that stream? It had to be a real small stream, and not even.
It's a small stream. It comes down behind
Behind the church.
the crazy house, yes. Behind the church.
Right. Okay.
There's a
I know
stream
it.
that goes on.
That goes on
and,
the
it,
back
and
there.
there's a little bridge further down the road, and it goes right down to Woodlands.
Right.
And it ends up in Clark's Court Bay.
Uh-huh.
That comes from all the way up by the crazy house, the old crazy house.
There was okay, where the old crazy house you see? I thought it was only one, but I mean, it's only one crazy house that I know of. How many years
In
ago is
Monge?
that? Yeah, the one in Monge.
Oh, come now, Wendy. The original mental hospital
Uh-huh.
was in Richmond Hill.
Oh,
What we had was the Richmond Hill institutions. We had the
okay.
prisons, the old people's homes,
Right.
home, which people call a
the
poor
poor
house.
house long ago. Yeah.
Next door to it was the mental hospital, or they call it the crazy house. And then you go on to the forts, Fort Frederick, that ridge. So there is I don't know if it's a spring or a stream or whatever, but something that brings water down the valley.
Okay.
And it, as I said, ends up
By class code down there.
in Clark's Court Bay.
Oh. Thank you for the history again, you see? All right.
And Defu
Uh-huh.
really is derriere fou, behind
Behind.
craziness. Fou. If you say fou, you're crazy.
You fool?
Yeah.
Hey, I never knew.
Yeah, they say.
Also, you fool. So I could ask somebody that, hey, you fool or what?
They wouldn't understand
They
you.
won't. Well, right, so that you're not going to use
Because
it as
even now it
from an
has
air of
become
mystery.
corrupted when they put it on the map as DEFAUX.
Which is not correct.
No.
Oh, Lord.
It really is derrière fou, behind
Craziness.
crazy.
Hey.
And they corrupted
And of
it
course,
for
it's behind the
fou.
crazy house.
Yes.
Yeah, behind crazy.
And there's the stream goes on, it gets bigger and bigger as it goes down behind the church. And then the little bridge, which people don't know there's a little bridge there. And then it goes on down. And it for me, as a child growing up in Springs, there were a lot of interesting things about Defu and that river that went down. And because there was a lady who she did the Orishal rituals, which we call Shango. She was a Mama Do Good. They never had Mama Do Bads. Well, always
It
Mama
was
Do
always a
Goods.
Mama do good.
A Mama
I've heard the
Good.
term, but
Yes.
okay, so a Mama do good. Okay.
And
But you told you never had a Mama do bad.
I never heard about it. Remember, OBI.
So what you call the
OBI
men?
ones?
But what you call the men? So seeing that, so if it was a male,
I don't know what the gender difference was.
or if there was at all.
But they were always Mama Do Goods.
Right.
Because
Mama
they
do
gave
good.
bush baths
Oh.
and they held Shango rituals with the Orishas and all that. But when you did a Shango, you had to first honor Oshun.
Right.
And Oshun was the Orisha of the water. So you had to put food and whatever else on the water.
Right.
Some people go to Granny Tang And in the case of springs, they used to go in the little river going down from their food.
Okay. Hey. So that river has that
And in
history.
the case of the lagoon road, they used to go to the lagoon itself to put the water, the libations. So people who come and they see little containers of foods floating on Granitang Lake, that is a
As
ritual,
a result of?
a ritual
Okay.
that was done the first day of the Shango.
Right.
You see, the Shango has just gone in La Poterie, and it's always the Friday before Lent. The weekend before Lent starts, it's all tied up.
Right.
But we're not going into
No, we're not going
the
into
other,
that. You
other
just have-
religions
you-
of Grenada.
Yes. You just, I mean, that's all, you know what I mean, whether or not it's part of our history. But
It's
yeah, we're
part
not
of-
going there.
Part of the
today.
history, and also it should be part of our understanding of our civilization. Because it was an African religion.
No, that I know
It
for
was a
sure.
religion that
Yeah.
came from Ife in Africa, in Nigeria. And up to today, there is a man called the Orni of Ife, who is virtually like the Pope in his part of the world.
It is part of, right. That kind of influence and
Yes,
authority.
the Orni of Ife. And when you think of the spread of that religion, it's a world religion.
Yes, well,
Because
yes, it is.
Cuba has it. They
Oh, yeah.
call it a different name.
Santeria.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big in it is Brazil, where they call it candomblé. And you find it in the Western world too.
In different forms.
Yeah, in different forms.
Okay, well, I mean, you see, you know what happens with us when we get to talking.
We
so
bung
we
out-
haven't
we
even
bung
gone.
away.
Yeah,
We
we
bung
bung away
away.
already. Even that term bung away. Okay, so Lord of mercy, you see how we getting into trouble? I'm just going to say, let's go to where we are going, but please indulge me before we go to where we are going. Why is when we say bung away? Where did that
I
one
have
come from?
no idea where it comes from. I have to do some linguistic study to find out if it was an African word or African notion.
Or some kind of mix with.
Or
But we know what it means.
It has a lot to do with cricket too. And cricket
Oh.
and the
You go to
boundary.
the bongs, okay.
The boundary. When you
Oh.
hit a ball and it gets to the boundary,
Yeah, it's like
bong away.
you can't stop it.
It bong away.
Yeah, it bonged. Oh, bonged. But maybe it could be that. It bonged away.
Yes.
Away we go to the boundary.
Right. I don't know.
Could be. Well, who knows? Hey, Papa, don't say that we say that one. We're not sure. Okay.
There are so many facets of our country and our nation and our civilization that we could study in depth.
Yes.
It will take,
The rest of our lives.
that's right.
For true. Okay. So I see you bring your law book today. And we actually were having a little conversation. So I'm just letting the people know. We were having a little conversation about the independence, because we were supposed to actually have Gloria on for independence, but everybody wants Gloria for independence, so I ended up having to do without Gloria for independence.
And I only went to 2 schools.
Oh my God, only
2
2. But there is something that we just want to address. And seriously, it is something that is in the law. So Gloria, let's go there. We're still in the spirit of
Okay,
independence.
so
Let's deal with that.
independence, of course, meant that we got our own identity. It means that we were free
Yeah.
to make our own laws and to determine, they call it self-determination. And so we make our own laws then, and we had our own emblems. But so those are the identifying marks. So like somebody would say, where is Grenada? Or what is Grenada? And they look up somewhere and then they
Yeah,
see the flag of
that's it.
Grenada.
Yes,
And you know,
yes.
that's one of the emblems that you decide on. And it's an international requirement.
Right.
So the minute you have sent it up to the College of Heralds, which which officially started somewhere in the, I think it was in the 12th century, when Richard III of England decided people walking about with shields and things on their shields to identify who they are. You know, when they went into
They
war.
had family, and family crest and shield
right.
and so, yes.
And universities have it, churches have it, all kinds of organizations have these emblems and identification marks. And so we had to decide on having a flag.
Right.
Now, when an international organization like the UN wants a Grenada flag, they don't send to Grenada, you know. They send to
This
the International Registry of Flags,
interesting.
which is part of the whole business of the College of Heraldry.
Right.
So once that is accepted, and we tell them what it means, to us, then you could get it
Right.
from those people, and they print the flags and So in 1974, our flag was red, green, and gold.
Gold.
Now, this is the question mark, whether it's gold or yellow. This is a copy of the Laws of Grenada in 1999. So somebody decided in 1999 that this thing ought to be straightened out because...
Once and for all.
Well, I don't know if it's once and for all, but that doesn't look gold to me. It looks yellow.
Yeah, but maybe because of how it printed in the book.
I don't think they could capture
Gold.
gold.
Yeah.
Some people say red, green, and gold.
Yeah, people still say it.
It is red, green, and gold according to us. And according to this law.
Yeah, this law.
This law actually describes it as red, green, and gold.
Interesting.
And the nutmeg, and some people always say that the nutmeg, the mace not showing. Or the nut not
Yes,
there.
it says it here. So it said the inner rectangle divided into 4 triangles as follows. 2 equilateral triangles colored gold and pointing north and south.
No, I did a little research.
And then every other thing that's supposed to be, that many people call yellow, is actually gold, because it said the 4 triangles coverage at the center of the flag on a single gold star. So everything there that comes up as yellow seem to be the border with the gold star. It's supposed to be gold. This is interesting.
But what is even more interesting, that when you look at an encyclopedia with flags of the world, you see some of them with the color yellow identified, and some of them with the color gold identified. For instance, the Barbados flag is gold and blue.
Right. Gold and but when you see the Barbados flag, as you say that, it does not, you don't ever see that bright yellow looking part there where it's gold. It really does look as gold.
Well, it's supposed to look like gold. This is supposed to look as gold, but they couldn't capture it. But I've seen the capturing of gold.
Of gold here for us.
Now, the artist who claims that he designed the flag claims that gold is a metallic color and you cannot capture it. And I think that's where the yellow came in, somewhere along the line. But what was registered was gold.
Right.
And when I look at a lot of the flags, there are lots of flags with gold.
Right.
And they claim it's gold. There are others with yellow, and they claim it's yellow. For instance, the Jamaica flag is black, green, and gold. Now, they have a thing saying ice, green, and gold. Now, I don't know what the color of ice is. And I don't know what perhaps might be some people in Jamaica who calls it ice green and gold. But people in Grenada sometimes tell you our flag is ice green and gold.
Yeah, because when we were growing up, you hear people saying that. So I used to assume, honestly, as a child, I'm thinking, if it's ice green and gold, then ice must be red.
But ice is black because it comes from the saying comes from the Jamaica flag, which is black, green, and gold.
And gold.
So we don't have no black in our flag.
But at all.
I heard a principal of a school telling the children that it was ice green and gold.
Oh no. So that's what I'm saying. What will the child, any smart child now will begin to examine that statement and say, okay, well, if the gold is for yellow or looks like yellow, if the green is green, and then we know we only have 3 colors, which is the only other missing color now is red. So that child will obviously quickly assume that ice is red.
Well, I don't know the color of ice. Do you?
No.
But there are some people in Jamaica who say ice green and gold.
Wow. Okay. Now you also mentioned something. So I'm considering this to be clarity that has been brought as it relates by law as to the color of our flag, right? But we were talking even before the program about another interesting development way before independence, but still influenced the way we, the way our culture and our civilization came about. You call it the 1951 social revolution. I thought it was such an interesting construct. Tell me about that. See, especially seeing that you that name it so fast.
Well, I was living during 1951. I was a small child. But, of course, and my father talked a lot about what was going on. It was my father. In fact, in my house, we have pictures of T.A. Marichou. We have pictures of the first Legislative Council. The one in not the first Legislative Council, the first Legislative Council after 1951. We have a picture of that. Because T.A. Marichou was on that too. He was a representative of the town of St. George.
So that Legislative Council, that was like your governing body for Grenada?
It was like the parliament, but it was not, because we were not independent. It was called council, a legislative council, made the laws.
Oh, okay. So how did that come about? These people were appointed by.
Well, now you're getting into the.
No, getting in trouble. Okay, go back to where. Let me don't bung you out.
Those people were elected.
Okay.
But they were not. Well, in 51, we had adult suffrage. But before 51, when adult suffrage was introduced, the criteria for running for the Legislative Council, which is the people to legislate the laws of the country, and of course approved by the English because they were, Whitehall was the head really to run the...
Right.
The criteria included wealth. Wealth meant land. Land meant plantations and estates. And there was a group of people which we will refer to as the plantocracy.
Right.
They owned vast acres of land, vast areas of land. And they got people to work for them after slavery was abolished for wages that were very low. Those people were not unionized.
Right.
In 1949, a man called Eric Matthew Gary, who had been in Aruba, came back to Grenada and started to unionize the agricultural workers. There were unions before in Grenada, but
Right.
not for the agriculture.
Not for agriculture. Okay.
They were at the lowest end of the strata, and they couldn't get representation in Parliament. Okay?
Right.
Because wealth was one of the criteria to even run for a seat.
Wow.
Sometimes family connections and all of that. So when I say 51 marked the beginning of the social revolution, I meant it meant the introduction of adult suffrage, where everyone who was over 21, who was 21 and over, could vote.
Right.
Before that, if you weren't 21, you couldn't vote. Later on, it was changed to 18 years. So you became an adult. But there was a lot of things that even now, if you look at some of the legal arrangements, 21 was a big thing.
Yeah.
To reach 21. You couldn't marry without your parents' consent if you were not.
Well, up to now, it's still on paper, you know.
That's what you told me that.
Yeah, it's still there. If somebody is not 21, that person at the house, they're walking all over and whatnot, they paying NIS. But if they're not 21, by law, what is still there, except I wasn't there in the meeting when it changed from marriage officers, because I'm a marriage officer. And yeah, it is still, you still have that little thing there.
That the parents have to give consent.
Yeah, it's still there.
That
When you
meant
look
that
at
the
the
person
form,
was the adult.
Yeah, when you look at the form that has to still be filled out to apply for your marriage license, there is still a section there that speaks to the parent's signature in the event that the person is, and it doesn't say a minor, but it gives the age instead if the person is not yet 21. There's a couple I just told them, I say, instead of, if you don't want all this drama, just wait till the girl reach 21. Let me just avoid that. Just wait. Let the 21st birthday pass. Because it's still there. That to me is a whole different zone of discussion all by itself.
Well, that falls into the age of the legal age question that we have now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I said there's a whole can of worm. Let me just leave
And
it
this is
there.
why I call it the social revolution, because once you reach 21, you could vote.
Right. And in that case, regardless of anything to do with class or wealth or anything like that, you could have voted regardless of your status.
That's right. All you had to be is over 21. 21
Okay.
and over. So the registration of voters was based on people who were 21.
Right.
And there was a big upheaval because the Labour Party, which was the Grenada United Labour Party, won the majority of the seats.
But of course, because now you have most of the people were from that status anyway. Right.
That's right.
Interesting.
That's why the Grenada history is so interesting between emancipation and now.
Yeah.
Because so many things have happened to change the status of people and all of that. For example, I know for a fact that I went to school with girls and they didn't do the SC, the school certificate.
That is what it was called before common entrance.
No, that was called before GCE.
Oh, okay.
School certificate and higher
certificate.
school certificate.
Okay.
And they left school in December. In those days, the years ran from January to December.
Right.
And in January, they had a job in the bank.
Yes, man. What was their complexion?
Red. I say red because that's what Grenadians
Yeah,
say.
they used to say, the person.
But whenever they call me red, I say, no,
You're red.
I am cinnamon brown.
Papa, now we have to have a different chat with color.
But color was a big thing.
Yeah.
Color, race, class. There was something called class that nobody nowadays understands.
Yeah, because we don't operate from that place anymore.
No. All of we is one family.
Yeah, for real. Wow.
But there was a time when class was a big thing. You didn't do certain things. You didn't wear certain clothes. You had to wear according to your class.
So like these girls, as they're using that exam, that illustration there, who even, so they didn't do the exam. Obviously, they didn't do it, so they didn't even pass
They
it.
didn't pass it.
Or they didn't pass it.
No,
so
they
have
didn't do
done
it either. They
That's
didn't
what I'm
do it.
saying.
Yeah,
So
they didn't
They
do
didn't
it.
do. They didn't pass. They had nothing to do with it. They were just
But
so they're above it.
Their family connection,
Right.
the color of their skin, and the family connection would be wealth too.
Yeah, of course.
And they got a job in a bank.
That's it.
And I remember the big thing when a young man called John George from the GBSS got a job
In a bank.
in the Royal Bank of Canada. In those days, all the banks came from Canada.
Right. Oh.
Well, I shouldn't say all the banks came from Canada because they claim that the Barclays Bank came from South Africa, but I'm not too sure where it came from. But they were all external.
Right.
We had Barclays and we had Royal Bank.
So those were two
Big ones. And then some local people
That is so
started the
cooperative.
penny bank.
Right.
The
Okay.
cooperative, which we call the penny bank, which means you could start an account with a penny.
With a penny. Yeah.
Nowadays, we don't have pennies.
Those young people who have no clue. We don't even have one. Remember, we don't even have 1 cent and 2 cent now. So those children don't even know what that is.
Yes, and we don't have halfpennies and farthings.
Which one is different with the, what is a halfpenny?
A halfpenny is a half penny. A penny was 1 cent.
I used to bust my brain. I remember growing up when I hear mommy and them talking about this penny and halfpenny. And I used to always, but I don't find mommy knew either. Eh? That thing they used to confuse themselves. So I used to say, which one is the penny and which one is the halfpenny? And they were like, child, it's penny and halfpenny. I didn't feel they know. But so the penny was obviously higher. So the lowest was the halfpenny.
No, the lowest was a farthing.
Lord have mercy. So how this thing looked? You used to see them? You actually had
Yes,
them?
I actually knew what a farthing looked like and what a halfpenny looked like and what a penny looked like. A halfpenny means a half penny. Halfpenny.
Okay, a halfpenny.
A half penny.
Halfpenny. Oh. So you just didn't use out the whole word halfpenny. A halfpenny. Oh my goodness. This is sweet. Go ahead.
So that I say call it social revolution. The fact that you couldn't buy penny butter and penny you could have before. Then they changed the cents.
Right.
100 cents represented $1.
Right.
And we went to dollars and cents.
But we had penny and halfpenny and farthing before.
Yes.
Right.
Because there was pound, shillings,
But that
and
was around
pence.
which, so that was in the 50s. When did we get cents and dollars?
I think we got cents and dollars somewhere in the late 50s.
Okay. But then they still would have had penny and thing around.
Yes, of course.
Right.
It's still that value. But when you brought it in, they changed it into 2 cents.
Right.
Everything was cents, pound, shillings, and pence. Changed to dollars and cents.
Interesting. So a penny bread used to be one bread? Or the
Yes,
whole
there was a
setup?
one bread called a penny bread.
Yes, I remember that name.
Yes.
A penny bread.
Yes.
But how this thing look? Like a big thing? A big bread? Or was it like a little bun?
No, it was a long bread, in fact. I remember penny breads had knocks. You know what a knock is? A knock is a little thing in the bottom, on both sides of the bread.
Oh, a tete. I think you like a little nipple.
Yes.
Yes, but they used to make, when I was growing up, they had this, I think they stopped it because of the what it could connote in people's mind.
Well, I don't know what they could know.
Or you mean, because the end, it's like if you have two breasts at the end of the bread.
Yes.
Because it had these little nipple-looking things. But what was the
I
point
would call
of
it
that?
a knock.
What is a knock? Well, I don't know, but I remember children saying that the bread had nipple. I remember that it should growing up, but it had this little thing at the end for real. And the end had a different taste. You couldn't convince me that the bread in the middle have the same place as the same taste
As the
the
knock.
bread at the end.
And that, in fact, is history. Living history. Now, people feel that you don't find that in a book, so it's not,
Yeah,
And that is the thing. This is where you have to record the things that happened, like when you were little growing up. And I know, for instance, I mean, before I went to live in St. Andrews, I never saw a jigger.
Yes, you told us about this jigger. Maybe people who just viewing, maybe they don't know this.
But you have
jigger
jiggers still?
I don't think so. And you say this little beast that used to live under the skin?
In the mud.
I don't know. Well, maybe it's there, but how many people's children not playing
in mud anymore?
At least not for the greater part. So jigger not having time, or maybe because children still play. They still play in any little thing that you. So maybe jigger they don't. Maybe it's not called that.
I don't know what it's called now, but I knew it was jigger in those days. But I never saw one before I went to St. Andrews.
Is he? Okay then.
But I wouldn't say that St. Andrews are a place where they have jiggers.
Oh my
God. But taking out jiggers out of your foot, is a serious matter. You have to have kerosene oil that was burnt in the lamp before.
So if it's raw?
No.
It wouldn't
It
work.
had to be burnt. But there's a whole lot
What's up with the oh Lord, so right now we bung away. We gone.
Yeah, let me bring you back.
Okay.
We're talking about the social revolution
Correct.
of 1951. And the status changed. And there's, of course, a black boy that got the job in the bank.
Yeah, that is what we got to.
People used to take the bus from his home village in Union, St. Patrick's. Come down, drop out in the market square, which was a bus terminal then.
Right.
Walk up the hill, we call Canash Hill, and go to the bank, which is where Tikal is now. You know Tikal?
No.
Tikal is by the museum.
Okay. Oh, that place. Yes. All right.
That was the Royal Bank.
Royal Bank. So that's when you reach up on the hill and then you start to go down again. Okay. Oh.
And there's where the black boy that
also
walking,
wanted to go to
where
the
the,
bank just
where
for
the
him
black
that
boy
time.
that walking in the bank.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wow.
By the way,
yeah, the guy made history for sure.
he's a doctor now.
So, the person is still alive?
Oh, yes.
Oh my, okay.
He was a friend of my brother's. So we knew him.
Yes.
And we knew the whole thing about him getting this job in the bank. And was a big thing.
Right.
And you never used to see black people in the bank, working in the bank. So to me, it was a social revolution.
So where did, because with all due respect to the persons, people who live in Mount Morris, but there was this name, this phrase, the Mong. How did that come about?
Well, those people in Mount Morris apparently were people from England or Wales or whatever.
Scotland and the place over there, maybe.
I think it was mainly Wales, but I think they were not. Let's put it this way: the king then wanted to get rid of them.
Okay.
So that's how there was the beginning of Barbados. Barbados was a lot of those people.
Would that be sharing a similar history to Australia? I know there was a thing with Australia.
Australia was
but really a prison.
A prison.
Yeah.
They sent convicts there. But these people were related, apparently. So
right.
They were rebels. And they wanted to get rid of them, put them on the high seas and say, fend for yourself.
Hey.
Some ended up in Barbados, some ended up in St. Vincent, and some ended up in Grenada.
Okay.
And in Grenada, they went to a place called Mount Moritz, where they made use of the land they found there. They were very good agriculturalists.
Wow.
And they used to bring down their produce to the market to sell and all of that. But they didn't live they were not like the plantocracy.
Right.
The plantocracy lived in great houses, had slaves, and carriages and all of that. These people were ordinary people. They just happen to be
It just
white.
happened to be. So, so that is why, because I remember also growing up and hearing saying people from Montmaris was also the Grenada whites. I think there was this terminology as well. Grenada white.
I never heard them called Grenada white.
Yeah,
no.
I've heard of
Because the
Grenadian white.
plantocracy was with white too.
Yeah, yes, but the Grenada white, as in they grew up, I suppose, or they
They're
would
born
be
and
born
growing
and growing Grenada,
Yeah, okay.
as opposed to, you know, like tourists, for example, who come in or so. But I mean, it's part of our history still. It's interesting though.
There's a book called Social Stratification in Grenada by a Professor M.G. Smith, who worked at the University of the West Indies. Getting hold of that book and reading it will be very enlightening.
Social stratification
In
you say?
Grenada.
In Grenada,
Yeah.
interesting. Gloria, we talk almost an hour already with no break. It's amazing. And all we do was bung away.
Well, you see, this is the thing about
Oh my gosh.
about people recounting from time to time how they lived
Yes.
and what they cooked. For example, oil down would never have been the national dish for me, you know.
How so?
What it was, pea soup, pigeon pea soup.
Right.
That was a
yeah.
big thing.
That was a big thing. I remember eating that with rice, you know. They used to cook white rice and give you a scoop of white rice, smack in the middle of that soup, that pea soup too. And I never eat that. The sticky rice. Like what we might call short grain rice. You remember long ago was the short grain rice you used to have, and it's sticky. When you cook, Papa, you could roll it like a ball. But I remember, and especially when they having what you call it, maroon, like when you're raising a house, I remember, well, I used to do anything too, because you know the food is sweeter when you make outside. And but I remember them give, I don't know if it is that they did it like that because it was a maroon kind of thing, and of course so much more to feed.
And not
so
only
maybe
that,
want to stretch
the
it, I'm not sure.
African tradition was one pot. They liked one pot.
Yes, yes, yes.
So everything went in one pot.
Yeah, but for sure, I remember, like if I seen it now in my mind's eye, this big pot spoon of sticky white rice, they flop it and then they put the soup.
Over it.
Yeah, man. As I say, it could have been, cause I cannot honestly remember that being served like that at home, but I do remember on more than one occasion eating it like that, but it was mostly, as I said, in that maroon type of setting. So as I said, it could be that you need to fill people's bellies. So hey,
It could
give
work.
them that in one bowl, just make the whole thing easier. Maybe it could have been that.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. That's interesting.
But and the pea soup must have coconut milk in it.
Of course.
Yeah.
And pig and salt meat.
And salt meat and dumplings.
Yes.
Now the dumplings, one of the interesting things about the dumplings is that we use the cassava, the manioc, to mix with the flour, the wheat flour, to make the dumplings.
Whole wheat flour. The original ones are white flour.
White flour.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
To
Contour flour.
but it must have
The
manioc.
manioc.
The manioc in it. And the manioc culture is another thing.
Yeah, we got to talk about that another time.
We're going to have to talk about that another time when we get Guido. Because we have to talk about farine
there are
and
more
all of
things
that.
We have to talk about with Guido. Oh boy, we have to just hold Guido and tape a few sessions with Guido and then tell him, go ahead, you could go now. You don't have to come back right away. But this is really good. Okay, Gloria, we out of time. We take more time than the people, and we did not even take a break. But it was wonderful being here again. At least we settle one thing. We settle the flag. Yeah, we settle it. Some persons will listen and they will say, I know that, and some who were thinking it was yellow will settle the matter that, hey, the Grenada flag, according to our laws, it's gold. So we settled that, and we settled, but we didn't finish talk about the strata, the stratification.
The social
No,
stratification.
we're not finished.
No,
We're
because
not
that could go on forever.
Of course. But I believe it's a necessary thing for us to, talk about.
And by the way, let me tell
influences.
you, it permeated every part of society. The school you went to, the church you went to,
Wow. Yeah.
the clothes you wore, where you shopped,
Wow.
the methodology of your shopping, in thing, like penny butter and penny sugar and penny this, penny that, penny that. A little thing in a piece of paper. We know about
Yeah, I
that.
remember getting butter and lard in a piece of paper.
Yes. And then we got supermarkets.
Yeah.
And we talked that was only for town people, and then supermarkets came up all over the country.
Interesting. And all of that is part of our social evolution.
Yes.
Interesting.
And our civilization.
Interesting. Okay, Gloria, let's tell the people goodbye. Give the people your parting words. Next month, please the Lord, God's willing, we are going to see
Next
again.
month we should be deep into